Yeah, we here about to do a podcast. It's me and Josiah on the cast. Hey. I think that was my best rock ever.
Hey, yo! What? That was whack,
But that was the best out of all the ones.
Nah, that was legit though. That was legit. Give me some. That was legit. Hey.
And I didn't start it out how I usually started out.
Yeah.
Cause I usually like, my name is Deja.
Yeah, terrible. Cut the record. That's legit. What up, y'all?
Hey y'all, we here with another sit down video. We really enjoyed the last one, so we felt like giving you guys another one.
Yeah.
So, babe, tell them what the topic's gonna be.
But today we're talking about marriage expectations versus a realistic marriage.
Yeah. Cause I feel like social media doesn't really show how it really is in a marriage. No.
Cause I want to put it out there. That little honeymoon phase is going like that. It's going like that. The little newness. That's my wife. That's my husband. Look, man. Look. The minute y'all move in together, it's gonna be cool. Once y'all start paying bills, you're gonna be like, ooh. And then once you guys start doing stuff together, like making actual decisions, like, hey, we got this much money. Are we gonna go out here? Or we're gonna do this? We're gonna do that? And it can get real stressful real quick.
Oh my! I think you're being a little bit dramatic.
It's not terrible, but that, oh my God, I love you so much. The love is real, sure. Don't get it twisted. It's real, but the responsibilities sometimes can overshadow the love, and that's what you gotta be careful of.
Yeah, me personally, I don't believe in honeymoon phase. I think that little word is not even real.
Honeymoon?
Yeah, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think anybody goes through honeymoon phase. Like, you're either happy or you're not happy. You love them or you don't love them. For me, it's just like you have to adjust to the change. Like, you're used to not living together, to moving in, living together. When you wake up, you see them all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't really know how their lifestyle was before y'all moved together and got married. So I call it an adjustment phase.
Like a transitioning piece.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, for us, we had to get used to, like, I had to get used to you using the bathroom, leaving the seat up sometimes. Or
not too much.
leaving your little beard hairs on the sink and I have to come behind you and clean it up. Yep. Or you will have to get used to me wanting all the comforter on me, or liking it a little toasty in the house and you like it a little freezing. Like, it was just an adjustment period.
Yeah, I agree. I guess we're saying the same thing. Like, well, you're saying honeymoon phase doesn't exist at all. I'm saying it does, but it doesn't last long. I mean, I guess the high of the marriage, like the high, like as soon as you jump in, as soon as you say I do, like it's just a burst of endorphins. It's just like I'm on top of the world.
Yeah. And
like you said, I mean, you're either happy or you're not, or situations happen to where it's kind of like a roller coaster, and that's fair. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. That's the realistic marriage. It's going to be a roller coaster, but you cannot go 50-50. It's not 50-50. You got to be 100% in on both sides of it. And those 100% coming together, that's what's going to make the relationship flourish. That's what's going to make your marriage really blossom.
So when you say 100%, you're saying you have to give 100%, I have to give 100%.
100%.
So what if I only give 90 that day? What if I only give you 90 today?
We got to have a conversation. Because it's like, at the end of the day, if you're not giving your best, and if you're not even trying to exceed what your best is, and you're just stuck on being minimal or being stuck on mediocre, that's a problem. Like, if I love you more than I love anybody else, why am I giving you less than my best? And that's a conversation that needs to be had if it's anything less than 100%.
Yeah.
So if you're giving anything less than 100%, then that's the issue, and that needs to be talked about. Because we need to understand each other. We need to understand, like, hey, sometimes it is realistic that you're not going to be 100% every day, whether it's feeling the best, whether it's the best communication possible. But you do have to be able to say, all right, my partner just ain't feeling it today, so I got to step up. So you always operate at 100%, or at least giving the 100% effort, whether it's understanding, communicating, doing an extra chore here or there to cover each other. That's what I mean by giving 100% effort in your marriage, in your relationship.
Okay, because I was going to say that sometimes there's going to be days where you try to give 100%, but it's not 100% because it's just one of them days. I feel like that's where your partner should pick up that 10%. Like, if I'm not feeling good, and obviously I can't give you 100% because I'm sick, that's where I communicate, like, babe, I'm really not feeling well. I'm going to try to do this, that. If I don't finish my to-do list, can you, like, help me?
Yeah.
And that's where the communication comes from. And that's still, I would still consider that, like, that's me giving 100% of my communication and my effort.
Exactly. Because if your 100% is only this for that day, for that month, year, whatever, but you give all of it wholeheartedly, then cool. Okay. I mean, of course, and we say 100%, but like you said, sometimes you're just not going to feel it that day. So it is a 95, a 90, a 70%, whatever. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed kind of thing. I mean, that's real. Like, that's legit when we're all human.
Yeah.
So it's just that when I did my part, so now you do your part. That's when things get kind of tricky and things get kind of ugly. Like you going into that mindset, you start tripping like that, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
And then you're starting to build on that, especially in that first, I would say 2 to 3 years of marriage. That's when you start creating those bad habits. That's when things start getting kind of ugly. And you don't want to start off on the wrong foot because you're like either riding the high of I'm a newlywed, or you just saying, okay, I used to always do this, so I'm continuing doing that instead of trying to level up. So that's just something you always need to keep in mind.
Okay, I like that. So another thing with realistic, like marriage realistically, there's going to be some personal sacrifices. Like you were saying, before you got married, there was some bad habits or habits that you used to do. Within a marriage, you're going to have to compromise or level up, like you say. So some habits may not be good for the marriage. So you're going to have to work on either breaking that habit or turning that bad habit into a good habit. Yeah. So that's one thing that I don't think that's really shown on social media about marriage. Is like you have, in some way, you have to sacrifice something.
I mean, I feel like on social media there are examples of sacrifice, personal sacrifice. Like, I used to go to the club, now I can't go to the club no more because my wife's gonna be mad at me. I used to go hang out with the boys, but now I can't hang out with the homies no more because she get mad at me. Or I used to play the game all the time, now I can't play the game because now she's mad at me. I'm not talking from personal experience at all, but just saying. It's out there, social media, right?
You don't even go to the club.
But there is a level of personal sacrifice in the sense of personality. Like you said, bad habits that may have been said, trends that trend in the wrong direction, but they never were nipped in the bud. So now it's at the forefront because she doesn't like it, but you're used to it. So it can be challenging, most definitely. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to say, all right, I got to kill this because it's obviously creating some tension in my marriage. So when you put in God first and your marriage second, like, bro, you got to lock in and going back to, like, you got to level it up. You got to, you got a promotion. Like, you ain't dating no more. Like, this is your marriage and you want this marriage to last the rest of your life. So everything that you used to do in the past, you can't bring that with you to this new environment, this new relationship, so to speak.
Yeah. And it's like, we're not saying, like, stop, like, act brand new once you get married. No. We're just saying intensify in a way, not intensify.
Be more intentional.
Yeah, intentional. Yeah. There we go. Be more intentional. Be more intentional. So, like, when we were dating, Josiah would give me, flowers once a month. During marriage, okay, he didn't up that up to twice a month. Like, just be more intentional with how you're showing your love, your affection. Yeah. There's a lot where people are saying know your partner's love language. Yeah. That's another video that we can talk about, like learning each other's love languages and how it helped our marriage. So it's like just communicating and being aware of how your partner feels about certain things or your personal. So I feel like your personal growth will sometimes have you sacrifice some of your habits.
You'll start to grow out of those bad habits, those bad, I really don't want to say bad habits, but the things that you used to do that just aren't advantageous for this season of your life. So it's like you said, you start to grow out of it either naturally or it'll be brought to your attention. And that's where the respect of your partner comes into play. That's where the love of your partner overshadows the memory and experience of what you used to do. So I mean, it's just, you have to be intentional with where you're putting your time and your effort at. And you also have to, again, put God first, but then put your marriage second. So therefore, you have a direct streamline of, you know, your intentions. I mean, because if you're starting from a place of love, because God is first, God is love, and you go directly into your relationship with your spouse, that's love all day. So if you start a conversation with love, you end the conversation with love. I mean, it makes sense the more you practice it. At the end of the day, you got to start somewhere.
And I feel like social media, I'm not going to always blame social media. So I feel like a lot of people don't explain that there's going to be times where you don't like your partner.
Facts.
Like, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. Like, y'all are going to argue. Like, you're not married to yourself. You're not going to like everything that your partner does or all their habits, because you're not trying to change your partner to fit you. You want to see your partner change for themselves to be a healthier, a better version of themselves. And you want to do that for yourself as well in your marriage. So I feel like even though you have times where you're arguing or you don't like your partner for that day, always try to find something where you guys can do something to come back together. That's the hardest part. Even though you don't like your partner, say me and Josiah got into a disagreement and I'm ready to cuddle up with my boo, but I could see my boo is still like feeling some type of way. Either we're gonna have a conversation about it, we're gonna play on the game, watch a movie, do something so that we can get back on good terms as quick as possible. And I feel like that needs to be talked about more.
I agree. When things are kind of rocky, or again with that roller coaster, scenario. I mean, when things are low, they can be low. That's not a problem. That's realistic. Like you said, you're not marrying yourself, so there's going to be a conflict of interest. Sometimes there's going to be, a conflict of viewpoints or opinions, which is fine. It's always good to have a different, opinion or viewpoint, in some scenarios, right? But like you said, getting back on the right track as soon as possible, that's really, really key. That's really, really important. Because when you go low and you stay low, things can get kind of spooky down there. So you want to make sure, hey, I may not have been wrong, but I'm apologizing that we even in this situation. I mean, you got to, extend the olive branch or be, not to be the bigger person, but it goes back to giving 100%. So like you said, if you want to cuddle up, but you see I'm still mad, it's like, how are you approaching me with love? How are you saying, hey, I know I messed up, or hey, I know you may have been tripping, or hey, the situation is kind of rough, but at the end of the day, I still love you. And then we back on good terms, however that does play out.
And ladies, with that situation, put your pride aside. It doesn't matter if you feel like you were right in the conversation. If you want your husband or your partner, your boyfriend, whatever, if you want them to come back and do lovey-dovey stuff with you, or have them give you money, whatever you want your partner to do, put your pride aside so that y'all can get back on terms. Don't wait for your partner to come back to you when more than likely you're the reason why y'all had a disagreement. Let's just be honest, ladies. Put your pride aside, because you can't be prideful. That's in the Bible too. You should not be prideful.
That pride is dangerous. And that's a good point as well. Like, put the pride aside. Fellas too, put it down. Say, hey man, I messed up. I spent the extra $20 here and there. It is what it is. What can I do to make it up? Foot massage, take you out to Starbucks or whatever, is y'all thing, whatever. But yeah, just get back on the same page as fast as possible. That's probably one of the biggest things. Because you're gonna have them low times, you're gonna have the high times, but it's just trying to not necessarily come to a compromise, but come to a better position of understanding together. And that's a big one right there. That is realistic, because going back, like, the expectation, everything's gonna be cool, we're gonna have X amount of babies, we're gonna have this car, we're gonna have this house, Well, you have to grow together and get on the same page as far as, hey, we're gonna get a car first, then we're gonna get the house. And then, I mean, if we have a kid,
Steps.
cool. But make sure you're married first.
Yeah.
That right there can get spooky too. The man, you better be smart and plan it out, or at least pray about it, something. So,
Yeah.
but hey, man,
It was like
Hey.
some of the stuff that we're saying, we're speaking from experience, even though we
Yeah.
haven't been married that long. We've been together for almost a decade. So we have some knowledge about being together. But marriage, I didn't think it was gonna be a whole different ball game compared to dating.
Yeah.
But once you actually sign on papers and you put a ring on it, there's like, I feel like it's a mindset thing. It's like, dang, I'm stuck with this person for the rest of my life. We ain't going nowhere, so whatever we go through, we gotta go through it together. I think that's what the flip of the switch is, like dating versus being married. So
I think, well, it can go either way.
yeah,
Because you can say, sign the papers, pop the ring on there, and say, dang, what did I do? I'm locked in. Ooh. Or you can be like, yeah, ha ha ha, he, you know, lovey-dovey, like, this is what I always wanted kind of thing. So, I mean, and I do think you can bounce back and forth between the two, of course, throughout the duration of your marriage.
yeah,
But like you said, that mindset does flip. It is a different level of maturity that does come upon you.
Yeah.
But there is also another level of responsibility and connection. So it's like you got to be careful who you say yes to.
yes,
You need to know your partner.
yes,
But at the end of the day, before you say yes to anybody, you better say yes to God. You better line up.
Yes.
Because you don't want to get into a situation that you're not prepared for spiritually, mentally, and sometimes even physically. Like, you need to be more intentional. Be more intentional about what you're doing with your life, with your words, with your actions, and the trajectory of where you're actually trying to head in life. You need to be more intentional.
yeah, because you don't want to waste your own time and then that other person's time.
Yeah. And build trauma on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to go through trauma. So I don't yeah. But that's it. That's that's our video on reality versus expectations.
Yeah.
So comment down below if you agree with some of our points or disagree. We want to know. We could talk back and forth. But we love you guys and thank you for tuning in. Make sure your bell notification is on so you can get notified when we post videos, because we try to post every single day.
Yeah.
Okay?
Maybe more. Maybe more. If y'all really blow this thing up, maybe more. So make sure y'all let us know what other topics and videos y'all want to see from us. But again, make sure y'all hit that bell so y'all get notified.
Yes.
But we love you guys.
And see y'all later.
See ya.
Bye.